Pay attention, man. Pay attention. It's your finance guy here, Terrell Priest. Just thanking God for another day. And it's Friday, so thanking God for another payday. All I ask is if you take anything from this channel, that you please like, share, and subscribe. This helps grow the platform so we can reach and help more people. And we can get the attention of some of these experts so they can come on the show and help us out and give us knowledge. In this episode, we're going to be talking about living below our means. A lot of us don't have enough money at the end of the month to save or invest how we need to. So here are going to be some tips on where we can live below our means so we can free up more of our money so we can invest and save, get that 6 to 12 months living expenses in our savings account. Put these glasses on. All right, let's get to it. So first and foremost, mindset. All right, so that's one of our 4 pillars. When we're going into this living below our means, we have to stop caring about what other people think and how they feel about what we're doing with our life. All right, how we handle our household and what we're doing with our money is our responsibilities and the people that you decide to spend your life with, right? So that's your spouse, and that's going to be your offspring, your children. Those are your responsibilities, and those are the only people who ideas and what they feel matters, because when things go south and struggles come, they're going to be the ones affected. All right, not your family members, not your friends that you're trying to impress or anything like that. All right, so mindset. Got to stop caring about what other people think. Their opinion and what they think is not important, because they're not going to be there with you if things get rough. First thing we need to cut back on when it comes to living below our means, right, is going to be the materialistic stuff. And we're going to start with the clothing, sneakers, and the jewelry, right? Some of the easier things we need to let go. All right, this goes back to your mindset, right? I understand we out shopping. We like the finer things in life, but let's not have those finer things in life affect us and keep us from financial freedom. All right, there's going to come a time when you're going to be able to afford these things and they're going to be an ease to purchase. But right now, if we don't have our 6 months to 12 months living expenses saved up, those are some things we're going to have to delay. All right, so delayed gratification. Get ourselves straight first as far as finances, and then we can go out and buy those nice things every now and then. All right, and this is not coming from somebody or some weirdo that doesn't get dressed and doesn't get fly. Right? I like to get fly and dress like the rest of them, right? I've been there. I've done that. I bought all the Christian Louis Vuittons, all the Balenciagas, the Gucci shoes, all that stuff, man. I got a whole sneaker closet, right? I love to get fly, but I'm going to have my money straight first before I go out and purchase these things and look like money. All right? A lot of us like looking like money and not really having money. Let's really have the money first, and then we can go do those things that make us happy. Let's not have a $15,000 tennis chain on without $15,000 in your bank account, right? Ladies, let's not have these $6,000, $10,000, $5,000 purses, and you don't got $5,000 to put inside the purse, all right? Delay your gratification. And I know it's hard. Right? We get our refund checks, we get a little bit of money, and we just want to show off our wealth and show off how much money we got and things of that sort. You want to impress people. It was hard for me as well. One of my learning lessons, and the learning lesson that helped me get off of this path of all this materialistic stuff and trying to impress people and show off my wealth, I took a trip to Houston for the weekend. It was my first time being in Houston. I was very excited. I was meeting some friends out there. And I packed, man. I had the Gucci, I had the tennis chains, Cartier watches, Gucci watch. I don't know what else I had in there. Them Christian Louis Vuittons, all type of designer stuff in there, right? I think it was like Mother's Day weekend, or it was going to be Mother's Day. So I had some cash in there that I was going to give to my family. And went out there to Houston, man. And usually when I touch down to a different city, I hop off the plane, get in a rental car, and I go straight to the hotel, drop my bags off, and then come back out. My friends was already at a spot eating. So when I got off the plane, I got into the rental car and just hurried up over there where they was eating at. When I went to going to the restaurant, I popped the trunk to put my retainer back in the trunk. And somebody must have seen I was in a rental car. They see I had my bags in the back. Went in there, ate, had a good time, came out. My luggage was gone. Everything. They even took my retainer, man. Right? Everything gone. All that designer stuff. Almost $20 to $5,000 worth of materialistic stuff in that bag, including the baggage that I had as well, right? So went to Target. I had to go get my underwear, toothpaste, load. I had to go get everything all over again, right? Had to run to the mall right quick, grab the cheap outfit like from H&M, like a black shirt with some black jeans and like a white shirt with some white jeans. And the only thing I had, man, was the sweatsuit I had on and the Nikes. I had some Air Vapor Maxes on or whatever. Had those and had to go buy like a quick $20 pair of Chucks. All right, so that was my fit for the weekend, man, right? And my homeboy let me borrow his watch. I mean, it was like a regular black watch. And I think I bought like some kind of hat or something like that, man. Maybe $200 on everything. That's lotion, all my hygiene stuff, toothpaste, everything, underwear, t-shirts, and 2 little outfits, man. And so at first, man, I was hurt. I was like, God, yo, it was 20 grand worth of stuff, $25,000 worth of stuff. Man, that's my jewelry and everything of that sort. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let that get me down. My health is still intact. I'm out here with my boys. We having a good time. We went out that weekend, man, and I had the time of my life, right? Still had a blast, right? Didn't have all that designer stuff on. And guess what? The ladies still liked me. I was still having a good time. At that point in my life, that's what we was into, right? Partying, getting women, impressing women, doing what we got to do. And guess what? It all still came about, and I had the time of my life, right? Came back home, placed an insurance claim on the lost stuff, man. I told you it was like 20 to 25 grand of materialistic stuff that was stolen, and guess how much the insurance company cut me a check for? Yeah, 7 grand, 7,500, right? At that moment is when I realized all of that stuff is not needed, first and foremost, for my happiness. I went out there with all of that stuff, didn't have any of it. Had an all black outfit and an all white outfit that I got from H&M. It probably cost me $100 all together, and I still had the time of my life. And then once your insurance claims and things of that sort, you're not going to get what you spent on it, man. So materialistic stuff, I know it looks good and it sounds good, man, but let's get our money straight first. And then we can go back and buy that stuff a little bit later or not even buy it at all. So your second and third tip is going to be the most important, right? And these are going to be strategies that I still implement today to help me grow my wealth and to free up a lot of money. And those are going to be your everyday bills, starting with the most expensive bill that you have besides taxes, right? That's going to be your rent or your mortgage. If we're living at our means or above our means, and every month we're still scrambling up to get our rent payment or get our mortgage payment together, my single men, single women, even if you do have flames or do have kids, we need to grab a roommate. All right? My single men, that's easy, right? You and your homeboy, y'all just starting out your career, or you're not making the money you need to make. Instead of spending $1,200 a month on an apartment and paying utility bills by yourself, grab your homeboy, man. Y'all get in there, live together, split that rent up, 600, split the bills. You got a side apartment, he got a side apartment. And this is not a forever thing. This is a quick sacrifice, right? For a year or two to get your money saved up and get yourself on your feet, all right? My young women, I mean, besides saving money, protection. Right? You're out here dating, you're single, you know, you're inviting guys over, things are happening. Protect yourself, right? You and your friend, y'all live together. So that's 2 bats in the house. That's another eye, another witness that can help out if anything was to go wrong in the house. And you're saving yourself some money. And I know we don't want to live with nobody, and we don't want to be in no other person's space and things of that sort. This is not a lifelong thing, right? This is a quick year or two so you can save your money up and get back on your feet. And my people with families, if you pay attention and you look at other cultures, they do it all the time. You got these foreigners that come in, and we love to joke about Mexicans and how they all be packed up and living together and things of that sort. But that's how an immigrant that can't even speak our language, right? that's getting these bare minimum manual labor jobs, how they're thriving over here in America, right? They come over here, they all live in the same house, split bills, save, and then one of them moves out and they just continue that process, right? You can use the same strategy. So I'm not going to get on here and tell you to do anything that I wouldn't do or that I haven't done, all right? So once I graduated college, if anybody's familiar with Winthrop, they have a student housing apartment complex over there called University Place. Once everybody graduated, everybody went off and got their apartments, got their cars, or did whatever. I stayed solid and sacrificed, man. I stayed at UP, right? Graduated, had a decent job, just starting out. But I knew where I wanted to go, what type of lifestyle I wanted in my future. And I just sacrificed, man. So I stayed there, University Place. I think it's 4 people to an apartment. You share a kitchen, and then your 2 roommates on each side, you share a bathroom, right? I went to the leasing office. They was having a hard time with the occupancy there or whatever. So I just went in there, took advantage of what was going on. I said, hey, brother, I'll rent out both of the rooms on this side of the apartment. If you just give me, I'll give it to you for $600, right? So I think it was $400 a piece, so it would have been $800. But since one person was renting out 2 rooms, I just asked for a deal for $600, and he was like, sure. Boom, got both the rooms and actually moved my homeboy in, and he paid the $400 while I paid the $200, right? So I had an apartment in UP for $200 a month with a full-time job. Right. So was I moving, or was I trying to get fly and do anything and go somewhere else? Of course not. I stayed down for a year, sacrificed, saved my money, and I was able to buy my first home at the age of 24. All right. And that's how it started, right? A small sacrifice for a year that nobody cares about. And I was able to buy my first piece of property, and I haven't rented an apartment ever since. Small sacrifice for a lifetime of gain. Small sacrifice for a lifetime of gain. And for my people out there that, hey, you can't find a roommate or anybody you trust, hey, you got a full-time job, you're trying to get back on your feet, ask your parents, ask your mom, ask your dad, hey, I'm living at my means, I'm trying to get financially stable, get on my feet, save me a year worth of living expenses up. Can I just come stay with you for a year and get my money together, right? You're not a bum, right? You're not a failure in life, right? Mindset. Let's stop thinking about what everybody think about us and how they feel. You can go right back to your parents' house, right back to your mom's house, sit your behind down for a year and get your money together, all right? No pride. Get rid of that pride. Get rid of that ego. Don't let your pride and your ego have you broke for the remainder of your life, all right? Suck it up for a year. Sacrifice. Get on your feet. Save your money, and then get back out here and do what you got to do. So we're cutting down that bill, all right? Roommates, fellas, ladies, we're going out, we're grabbing our friends, somebody that we trust, we're grabbing an apartment together, and we're splitting the rent, splitting the bills. And if we can't find anybody that we trust or anything like that, we're going to suck up our pride, suck up our ego. We're going to move back in with mom and dad just to get these bills under control for a while. Year or 2, get on your feet, and then we can get back out there, right? Last but not least, our favorite thing to buy, right? Your car. And that's one of those monthly bills, man. So this is going to be tip number 3. We got to get rid of this car payment, all right? I know you love your car. I know you love it because you know you want to show everybody you got money. Back to the mindset. Back to cutting down bills. The biggest depreciating asset that you can own is your automobile. All right. I work in the automobile industry. This is what I do, right? I'm the guy talking to the banks, getting you your interest rates, putting these loans together for you. The biggest depreciating asset that you can buy is your automobile. Every mile you put on it, every day that you have it, this thing is depreciating. And for some reason, a lot of us at the bottom, when we first get a little bit of money, the first thing we want to do is buy a car. We want to buy cars to show off our wealth, impress our friends, impress the ladies, impress the men. And This is one of the areas where we gotta pull back. All right. Some of my people are car people, and you like cars, and cars make you happy. That's what life's about, man, being happy. But let's not be broke trying to be happy. Okay? Let's make sure we got our money together, 6 months to a year living expenses, and then we buy a car that we can afford. All right? Afford. So it's a $40,000 vehicle. You need at least have $20,000 to $30,000 in your savings account. All right? Put away for something like that. Just because we make $80,000 a year doesn't mean I gotta go buy a BMW. If you don't have the money in your savings account to support something like that, if you were to lose your job or something was to happen, your job was to downsize, that bill is coming each month, guys, right? That auto payment is coming each month. That doesn't stop. So stop living at your means, right? So I make this type of money. Oh, I can afford this type of monthly car payment. You can afford that now that you have the job, and if nothing goes wrong in your life, what happens if something goes wrong or you lose your job, right? So we want to make sure we have that reserve in your savings account when we're buying depreciating assets. So a $40,000 vehicle, we need to have $30,000 to $40,000 in our savings account ready, just in case anything happens, and we can still continue to make that payment. My fellas out there buying these $100,000 vehicles, and you want to impress people, you want to get G-Wagons, Range Rovers, and things of that sort, man. You need to have some serious paper behind you, right? $100,000 vehicle, man. You need to have $100,000. You need to have 6 figures put up in your bank account, man. Your net worth needs to be up there, right? Because your oil change gonna be $500, $400, right? You want to go buy the Range Rover just to lift it up every year to keep it level, man, that's $1,500, right? So some of these maintenance things that you guys aren't worrying about or aren't thinking about because you can't really afford this vehicle, you're going to go broke riding around in a depreciating asset, right? So let's just cut back on our automobiles. Delay the gratification right now, right? Let's go get the Toyota. Let's go get the Honda. Let's go get something nice and reliable, right? Get us on our feet, get our credit together, get us a nice interest rate, and then when we have some real money, when we have that year living expenses saved up or a little bit more, then we go get us something nice, right? Your first car doesn't need to be the Audi, doesn't need to be the Mercedes, doesn't need to be those things, right? Because your interest rate's gonna be a little bit higher. So let's just tone it down a little bit in the beginning, get our money together, then we can go out and buy the nice vehicle. To this day, I do not have a foreign vehicle, and I do not drive a high-end vehicle, and I can afford it. All right. Since I was in college, I drove hoopties. I drove a 94 Nissan that my mom gave to me, and I got fancy and bought me like a 97 to 98 Cadillac DeVille, right? Maybe a couple of guys on the basketball team laughed at me once in a while, but 2021, nobody's laughing. Short sacrifice for a lifelong of gain. All right, so let's recap, man. First and foremost, mindset. We're not caring about what people think about us or how they feel about us, right? Only people we're worrying about is our spouse because we decide to marry them, and our children because we decide to have them. Those are the only people that you need to be thinking about when you're making these decisions, because those are the people that's going to suffer if anything was to go south. All right, so cutting the materialistic stuff down when we're shopping, we're not caring about what other people are going to think. A t-shirt is a t-shirt. If it got Gucci on it, oh well. If it doesn't, $300 versus $20. Let's just spend the $20 first. Let's get our money together, and then once in a while we can splurge a little bit on nice items. All right. Number 2, we are cutting down our most expensive bill, which is going to be our rent or our mortgage, and we're going to save our money up by roommating, grabbing a roommate, grabbing somebody you trust, splitting those utility bills, splitting that rent, splitting that mortgage. If you can't find anybody you trust, then you need to go ahead and move back in with your parents. And this is going to be a small sacrifice, be a short period of time, a year or two, so we can get our savings account together, and then we're back out here in the world, right? And then last but not least, my ladies, my fellas, let's delay your gratification when it comes to your automobile, okay? It is the most depreciating asset that you can buy. I understand you want to be flying, you want to be nice. Your first vehicle, we need to start off a little slower and making sure when we are buying these high-end vehicles or we're buying expensive vehicles or any vehicle that at that point, you need to have that same amount of money in your savings account. That's going to wrap it up for us this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please hit me up and we can go over those for you if you would like. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Just helps grow the platform so we can help and reach more people, and so we can grab some of these experts to come on the show, give us some knowledge and help us out. Remember, a worker without a plan is just a slave. See you guys next week.